Hello, this is Lisa Hazard and Misty Lore with the podcast We're All Psychic. And today we have Jennifer Love back. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Me
Hello.
too.
It's our monthly love podcast with Jennifer Love, where we talk about love and metaphysics and the things you need to know that she can teach you to find what you want in yourself and other people involving love. All kinds of love, but in this case, romantic love. So, Jennifer, do you still think we're all psychic? Jennifer?
Yes, I do.
You froze.
Yeah,
I
my
think.
internet keeps
Yeah, it was
coming out,
weird
yeah.
because you were like frozen and then your mouth started moving and then the rest of you started moving.
She was trying to keep suspense.
She's doing the suspense. She's really like, I'm done with all this. I'm done with
Yes.
this.
Yes.
That's
So,
weird.
listeners, today, this is the second podcast in Jennifer Love's series. We're doing them at the end of the month, each month. And also, before we start, I'd like to let you know that on Instagram, Jennifer Love and I will be going live on the 8th at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern,
5
and
p.m. Pacific.
that's right. She did it right. So there's the information. If you want to be on there, come see us. We'll throw you a card or two. We're going to do readings for people for funsies.
Yeah. It'd be super fun to do some love readings.
It'll be love readings because it's close to Valentine's Day, guys. And that's definitely what we're going to talk about today. So, Jennifer, what did you want to teach us and the listeners about what we can do to find what we want?
So normally at the beginning of the year, everybody's thinking about their vision boards and manifesting. And I know you guys had a topic about that on the podcast recently, but I find a lot of my clients have either a vision of who they want to manifest into their life, or they make kind of a list of, qualities that they want to have in a partner. And so I've kind of refined this process into what I call the Love Him checklist. And so I've actually made 4 different categories of what I feel helps or is helpful in what you need to think about in manifesting your ideal partner. And it's not just about the things that you want. You also need to think about the things that you don't want, because that's almost as important as the things that you want to manifest in a partner.
If not more.
That's what ex-boyfriends and ex-husbands are for.
Right.
Too.
Yeah. Because the dating process is also a process of elimination.
Yep.
As you date, and dating can get tedious. It is a process. It's not like you're going to meet your Prince Charming the first day that you go on.
Nope.
It's a process of like finding out what you like and what you don't like. And sometimes we don't even know what we want.
That's true.
When we're first starting out. If you've been married for a long time, and then all of a sudden you get divorced and you're starting to date for the first time in a long time, you may not even know what the heck you're doing or what you want.
Not a clue.
Yeah. Like one of the hardest.
Yeah. So sometimes it's helpful to kind of refine what are those essential things that you want in a partner. So that's the first category that I have, is essentials. These are like, you must have these qualities if you're going to date me or be with me or be my person, and those things are just like super, super important things. And for me, they're things like honesty.
Honesty is a huge
one.
Number one for me, honesty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things like responsible, kind.
Yes. Kind is the top of my list.
For me personally, I need somebody that can handle my somewhat unique job as a spiritual, coach,
advisor,
reader, advisor. Yeah. Because it's a little out there. Right. And I think I've talked about this before. My boyfriend is an accountant, and his job is pretty muggle in that way. And so when I told him, I'm an angel intuitive, he was like, oh, what is that? Tell me more about that. So I thought that was a great reaction for him to have.
It
being a
is.
CPA, that he didn't go, "What the hell is that?"
Or not calling
But
you,
he was
yeah.
curious about it and wanted me to talk more about it and explain like what he absolutely did not know what it was, but he was curious to find out more about it, and he was open to hearing about what I do and, learning more.
Right.
So what
So,
does he think about it now?
he thinks it's pretty cool what I do. I I I'm not gonna say, like, he completely understands it, because I don't think he does. We've been
Right.
dating for
He needs to
about
listen to the
5
podcast.
months now. 4 months, 4 months, 5 months now.
Yeah.
He does listen to the
Oh,
podcast, which I'm so pleased that
That's so
he
great.
does. I
Shout
I remember
out.
I sent him
You
yeah,
got a
so
good girl. You
yay.
got a best woman in the world, dude. Don't lose
I
her.
I
Yeah.
sent I
She's an
sent him
angel.
the link, and I said, "Oh, this is, I was a guest on this podcast," and he listened to it, and I was just so tickled pink that he took an interest, because, it's not really his thing, I have to
No.
say,
He's
Yeah.
being
So,
open
yeah,
about
it
it.
was
But it's
Yeah.
really
yours, so it
sweet
is
that
his
he
thing.
took exactly,
That's
And that's part
exactly.
of love too, don't you think? That's accepting somebody else and their differences, that you're,
And
not
being
comfortable with.
curious
But
about it,
now
not
you
being
are,
like, yeah, not being you're different.
Yeah.
Ugh, but ooh,
I
you're different.
Right.
agree,
Being
Yeah,
open to
Misty.
it.
I
Yeah.
agree 100%, Misty. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like when someone is curious about your life and what you do every day, it's just it makes everything better, right?
and
And
Right.
you can tell when they're really seriously interested in what we're doing,
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
and or they because there's fake that people can be fake showing interest,
yeah,
and then there's
yeah,
sincere interest. So you can tell the difference between the way they ask their questions.
Mm-hmm.
People ask their
right.
questions,
And he asked me questions about it.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
listened to it and he asked me, I mean,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Hey, you can't
What's
get better
it,
than that.
Misty? What's an essential for you? What is
Yeah.
a must have for you?
Well, I was telling the girls before the podcast, we were talking about it. And when I got divorced and got back into the dating pool, I had some definite ones that I required, and they were not very difficult. But my first one was you have to have a job
Essential.
and be at that job for a minute. You have to have a car to get to that job. And you can't live at home with your mother. You have to have some kind of stability, house, apartment, something.
Yeah.
And you would think that those three things would be something that's very easy to find. But when I was in my 20s, I found that not so much.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Having a job is,
Well, my
Yeah.
that
first
kind of
husband
stability.
my first
Yeah.
husband was homeless when we got together.
There you go. You like them like me,
Yeah, I
huh?
think that's why it happened. It was just really fast. He was like, "Can I leave some stuff here? I have nowhere to live." And then he was just kind of there forever
Yeah.
until he was gone or I was gone. For
Yeah. And I
me, in
think,
a sense, I think what were you going to say?
oh no, I was going to say a lot of empathic, caring women feel that rescuing, nurturing vibe. And
Hmm.
so when you're
That's so
That's
like that,
important.
difficult.
and I definitely can feel that too. I had that same kind of
Yes.
relationship with my ex-husband where
Hmm.
I turned into a nurturer and then was taking care of him. So
Yeah.
Yep.
it's not
It's
healthy,
hard for a
but I can
woman.
understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I think
it is hard for a woman.
for an
Hmm.
essential for me, I think I have to have kindness, like always kindness now. I mean, I just have to have someone who's really kind to me and a talker. An essential is somebody who talks and loves to talk about ideas and concepts. And I just love talking to people,
Good
someone I'm in love, especially
conversation.
good
Yeah.
conversation. Doesn't want to just not like, so I can't stand that hiding your feelings and not talking things out. But I mean, talk about anything, not just feelings, but talk about everything. Yeah, that's a necessity for me is the
Don't keep it
conversation
in.
and
Yeah.
trust. Like you said, honesty is real important too. Trust.
Communicators on my list too.
Yeah,
Yes.
I need that. I need
Yes.
to talk. It's just I don't get like a sexy man without some conversation, I
Yeah.
just
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
It just
Right.
doesn't do it for me. I need to have
Yeah.
that.
Most women are like that. Yeah. They need that
Talky talky.
emotional
Talky talky.
support.
I need the
Yeah.
talky and funny. I love funny. I don't know if that's an essential. It might be because I'm looking at this list. Listeners, Jennifer
So
Love has this love him checklist. We're going to put it on the blog for you to download, but I'm looking at it right now. And she has a list, and there's a nice to have in this 4-box list. I'm going
Right.
to
So
put
that's what I
that
want
on
to
there.
get to next, is
Yeah.
because the essentials list can get quite long if you get a little crazy about it. And so the essentials is just
Not
things that
realistic.
you absolutely cannot live without. And so the next category are things that are nice to have, which are things that you want to really think about. These are things that, it would be really nice if this person had a good sense of humor, right?
That's
And
where
so,
I would put it.
but
Yeah.
but this is like a real, this is really important for you to differentiate. That could be an essential for you and not for me. So
Right.
it's really important that you understand yourself and understand, is that a nice to have or is that an essential? Because for some people, that is going to be mandatory. Like, I can't live without someone that can make me laugh because
I
my
kind of
life
can't. I
needs to
think it
be
might be
full
an
with
essential.
laughter, right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me personally, that is not an essential, but for someone else, Lisa, maybe it is. So you really have
Yeah.
to understand and know yourself. So I have to say, for the essentials, I don't think you want to get more than 10 qualities, because that can get really, you can
Yeah.
start to have this list that's overwhelming, and
And
you're not going to
non-realistic too.
find
Yeah.
perfection in a human being. And you have to get realistic with yourself and look at yourself. Are you a perfect human being?
Right.
No,
But we have
you're
flaws.
not.
What are you talking about?
Everyone has flaws, right? So you just have to get realistic with it and just think, okay, there's nice to have things and there's essential things. So the nice to have things could be things like a fat bank account. Wow, that'd be really great if, this
That's where
guy
we
was
dream.
super wealthy, right?
Yeah.
I would love it if, the man I was going to be with was super wealthy, but if he isn't, I will live,
I think for me, a nice
Right.
to have is dork. I love a dork.
Sure.
I love dorky guys. I love it.
Yes.
I talk
I do
about
too.
like technology and stuff.
Right.
Nice to have.
Smart.
Something I
Yeah.
see a lot of women get hung up on is height, which is kind of
Yeah.
funny.
I think that's weird.
You can
No,
actually
I
search.
don't. I
It's
love
actually a
it.
search parameter on dating apps. Height.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh,
I don't
you
know
can,
about
you can
that.
filter what you're
You
looking
can
for?
filter by height.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy.
So a lot of men lie about their height, so
Mhm.
they get filtered into your search. And
Ah.
6 foot seems to be this like cutting off point where
Well,
women
6 is
want.
the number of love.
That's true. That's true. A lot of women don't read tarot though,
okay.
Lisa. So that's not a norm. But like,
Subconscious.
so
No, I get that. My husband's like 6'6". Like, I like tall men. And the
if
funny thing is I'm 5 foot. So take that.
They're like,
Yeah.
that's so
Like, you
cute.
should see our wedding pictures. Like, you can't see his head. But yeah,
Yeah, so
opposites
I used
attract.
to have that as a big thing for myself because I really like to wear high heels, and I'm 5'4", and so when I wear high heels, I become 5'10". So if I didn't have a man who was like 5'11" or taller,
Six.
he's going to be shorter than I am every time we go out because I'm wearing heels and I'm taller.
Yeah, I
So
don't like that.
to me, it became this kind of weird deal breaker thing when I was dating because I'm like, well, you're too short for me. Sorry, it's awkward when we're going
Right.
out and trying to hold hands and I can't because I'm balancing in my heels and it's strange. So I used to start that search on the dating apps doing the 6 foot thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't know at what point I stopped doing that, or I kind of, because I never would have met my boyfriend. I'm just trying to say he's
Yeah.
5'11".
We missed it by an inch if you hadn't
Yeah,
had that
I
filter
would have
on
missed
there.
it by an inch, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying you have to really get clear about what's the nice to have and what's
Mhm.
the essentials, because I'm
I
telling you,
agree.
an inch does not make a difference.
Well, and
Right.
In height.
sometimes
No,
it does.
In height.
Now we're talking a different category. Okay.
That's a different
Love-
category,
love
and
podcast.
Right,
we
Lisa.
could put
it's
that in a
love. It's
different
love
category.
in a
Lisa.
love-making terminology.
Yeah. So nice
So
to
what
have.
is a nice to have for you guys? I know, for me, a nice to have would be, gosh, a boat. It's the first thing that popped in my head. I don't even
I was thinking about that too, a
a
boat.
boat. You
Yeah,
said bank account, and I just started going like,
boat.
somebody take me
I
out
did
on
the
the
same
ocean.
thing.
Go out in the
Yeah.
ocean, fish.
What about sex? I
What?
mean, sex, doesn't that need to be an important thing?
Good to
I
have.
mean,
Good to have. I don't
That's
think it's
more of an
essential.
essential for me.
is
Yeah,
it?
it's a good to
Okay.
Yeah.
have for me.
I need someone
It's a
who's
deal
like
breaker, definitely.
extremely passionate because I have a very
You
high
got
sex drive.
Scorpio.
Yes,
She
So
is. She
yeah.
is a
yes.
Scorpio sun with a
See, that's what I'm
Scorpio moon
saying. Yeah, that needs to be important too
or
in a
ascendant. Sorry.
relationship.
Yeah.
So like I said, it depends how important it is to you. So
Yeah.
is it an
Right.
essential or is it a nice to have, and how important is it? For some people, sex is not important, so why would it be an essential? For some people, they have sexual trauma, so people have to be able,
Yeah.
there's people that need to be able to deal with the fact that they've had that in their past, and so the person
Yes.
that they're with needs to be able to cope with whatever
Yeah.
history that they have. So, there's a lot of issues around sex
Yeah.
and sexual
That's why I brought
preferences,
it
and
up because I
yeah,
wanted to know, like, where does that fit
You're
in,
right. If
in the
it's somewhere,
categories?
everybody's different. I guess that's where that would
everybody's
fit
different.
in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's important. And so you have to be able to know yourself, to know what you're
Mhm.
asking for in your partner.
Yep.
I know a lot of women who sex is not important. And so they need a partner that understands that, you can't be demanding sex from me all the time because
Right.
I'm just not that
Right.
interested.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Everybody's different. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. For me, it's like if it's a nice to have, but it's not an essential. I think because I fall in love more with my heart.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
the physical, if it's because I can stay in love with someone without any sex. I've done it, but um I guess that's why it's nice to have, because
Yeah.
it sucked when I
Right.
was
It
in
is nice to
relationships and they
have.
wouldn't sleep with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is important
I
to me.
stayed, so I
Yeah.
guess it's not an essential, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Or you
sex
got
is
used to
a
it.
different topic for
Yeah.
women than for men, for
You're
sure.
right, you're right, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Um, so we do have these deal breakers, and
Yeah.
there are some deal breakers. Like what, Jennifer, what's a
So
real big deal breaker for you?
so the third kind of category is the deal breakers, right? And so these are
Yeah.
things that if this person had this value or thing, the relationship is a non-starter. It's a
Yeah.
no-go. You absolutely cannot be with this person if this thing exists. And so for me, that's infidelity.
Oh
I
Yeah.
god, yes.
can't do it.
Yeah. I
And some
know.
Yeah.
people, some people that would not be a thing. For me, it's like if you cheat on me, we are done. I
Yeah.
don't have this, oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
start
I'm the
over
same
or I'm
way.
going to forgive you, or like I can't do it. If you're
Yeah.
unfaithful, we're over. So,
Yeah. I'm not
um
very forgiving. I don't
I'm
think I
not
can
very
get over
forgiving
it.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't get over it.
some
Yeah.
people will not be like that. Some people would be like, okay, well, I would have to know the circumstances, or I would have to know how you feel about it, or, who was it with? Or to me, there is no excuse and there's no
No
Me too.
excuse.
circumstances, and I have
Me
no
too.
patience for it. And
Yep.
that's it.
I can't tolerate it.
I
Yeah.
can't tolerate it at all. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have to
I'm
know
with you on that one.
again, you have to know yourself. You have to know if that's important to you.
Right.
Also
What you
for
can deal
me,
with and what you can't.
yeah,
Yeah.
also for me is lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had such a rough history with my ex-husband who lied so much. I can't tolerate any sort of lying. And so if I did catch my partner in a lie, that would be very difficult for me to get over or
Yeah.
understand. Even if the
Yeah.
lie was something trivial or unimportant, that would be very difficult for me to trust
Right.
because of
Right.
my own personal history. Now,
There
other
you go.
people, that may not be a big deal, right?
Right.
Oh, everybody lies. Everybody lies about something. And it's true. And I lie about certain things. You lie to protect people's feelings. You lie to your boss.
Yeah.
You lie,
Lie of
everybody
omission.
lies. Right. Lies of
Yeah,
omission,
but big
right?
lies are
But for
different.
me, if my partner lied to me and I found out about it, that would make it very difficult for me to trust.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So lying is on there for me. Addictions are on there for me.
I was gonna say
I
that
have a history. Yeah, my sister was an addict. My father was an alcoholic. I can't be in a relationship with someone who's addicted to drugs or alcohol because of my family dynamic.
Mhm.
So that would be a no-go for me. So these are
Right.
kind of important things, but something for me, which is kind of weird, which other people may or may not have as a deal breaker, is poor hygiene.
That's a big
I
deal
So
breaker.
like me a
some
hippie.
people some people might not exactly. Some people might not care about that, okay? But yeah, for me, like that would be like ew, gross. Get away from
Brush
me.
your
Yeah.
teeth.
I'm not going to do the like camping for 10 days thing. Like
Ew.
I'm too much of a diva,
Chili.
okay?
What's a deal
Yeah.
breaker for you, Misty?
I am going to say Jennifer did so good on it, but
I know, right?
yeah, we have a lot of the
I have a list
same
of 10.
issues. Yeah, I would think that the biggest thing for me would be addiction, and that would be because I am such a motherly influencer, and I want to take care of people, and I'm a fixer, and I want to fix things, and I want to fix people if they're
Only the
hurt.
addict can fix themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
So
that's a big one for me because you couldn't help somebody like that. I could not fix an addict. And
yeah,
so
you don't want to
that's
be
a
codependent.
big deal
Right.
breaker. Been there,
Right.
done that, can't and won't do that ever again.
Hmm.
And also, of course, trust is probably the second one. And I think trust goes with, cheating and lying and all
Sure.
that. That's one for me, trust, and another big thing for me, and we haven't covered this one, is I have to have my independence.
You
I
do.
cannot be stuck up somebody's butt 24/7. I like to go out with my girlfriends. I like to go on little vacations. I like my alone time is big for me. And so that's a big deal breaker because, some people are really mushy, mushy, kissy, kissy 24/7. And
Mm,
that makes me want to gag. I'm not like that. You know,
yeah.
that's a big one for me.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. So
deal
neediness
breaker.
might be,
Neediness, yeah.
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 I think the
No need.
biggest,
No.
probably the biggest deal breaker, I mean, they change over our lives through our path from our
Yeah.
experiences,
Yeah.
My biggest deal breaker is that I don't love you. That's my biggest deal breaker. If he doesn't love me,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
They don't
That's a
love
Oh,
good
me, then
one.
yeah.
that's the point. What's the
Yeah.
point? I mean, if you're in
Right.
a relationship, like if you're just dating, it's not like do you love me? Let's date, But like if I'm in a
Right.
relationship and I can tell and it's been going on and there's been love and all this and then it's gone, then I'm out. I'm out. But the other deal breakers, I guess, if you're mean to me, if you talk shitty to me, excuse
Yeah.
my language, but that's what it is. It's talking
That's on my
shitty
Yeah.
list
for
too.
no reason,
Yeah.
for just to be mean, just to be mean. That's a
Mean.
deal
Control.
breaker.
Hmm.
And other than that, I'm trying to think of a deal breaker. That's probably a really big one.
It is.
Um,
It is.
I guess just condescension,
Mm.
putting you in your place, that kind of
Hmm.
attitude. There's a lot of
Hmm.
people like that, not just men. There's just people like that. They have
Yeah.
inferiority complexes, insecurities, and they take it out on the person they're in love with, and
Yeah.
put them in their place. That kind of
Hmm.
attitude. There's that attitude's a lot in the
Control.
South anyway,
Control.
but
Yeah.
it's control. Yeah, being controlling. I guess summing it up.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
a deal breaker. Yeah,
Those are
Really
good.
good. Really
Yeah,
good.
I really like
Yeah.
those.
I've been thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
And
those.
that's a
I
good
like
thing.
those.
It's a good thing. You
So the
have to know
last,
what you want.
Mm.
What I don't want.
Yeah,
Don't want it.
definitely the
Yeah.
things you don't want. And it's good that you know that about yourself.
Let's see if I stick to
Yes.
it. We got annoys me next, right, Jennifer?
Right. So the last category are
This will be
things that are just,
fun.
they're not exactly deal breakers. So this isn't like a non-starter, but it's just things like, okay, this annoys me, but I can still live with you, or I can still live with it. Maybe this relationship can continue, but this is just annoying. So it's kind of like on the flip side of the essentials nice to have, but this is like deal breakers, but it annoys me.
Yeah.
So this would be things like, you know, maybe I'm a neat freak, but the other person is messy.
Yeah.
Okay. So these could be things like in a marriage, over time, that could really be a problem.
Yeah.
right? If one person is, so I'm the messy one, right? I'm
I
not, this is,
I wasn't expecting that.
oh,
wasn't either.
please.
You like the
Yeah.
hygiene, but I'm gonna be a mess in my house.
Well,
I'm like,
it's not like it's not like I'm messy, but I just have my own like way of organizing things, I should say. So, yeah, my bedroom can be quite cluttery, I'd have to say. And like
yeah, I'm cluttery.
I
I'm
have a
cluttered.
huge problem with shoes.
I
I just
have a shoe closet.
I have a, yeah, for sure.
But the shoes still
So
lay everywhere.
yeah. So like things that are annoying to you, and it could be things like maybe you get annoyed with your boyfriend vapes. That's annoying. You can deal with it, but it's annoying, right? So maybe something like that. Or maybe your girlfriend chews gum and you don't like the snapping noise. Like, you
Some
could
people
deal
have
with
weird
it.
mouth things. They don't like mouth sounds.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a condition. I've read about it.
You chew your food loudly. I can't stand people that chew their food really loud. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of weird quirks that people have that are annoying, but you can live with it, right?
Yeah.
Um, uh, I find a lot of things, it's over time you notice these things, but it's not like immediate.
Yeah.
And so I always like think of things with my daughter, because she takes a million years to get ready in the morning. But that's more of an annoying thing. It's not like I would like end a relationship over it. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't end a relationship with your child, but like if this was a person that I was dating, I don't think I'd even end a relationship over it. I just have to plan around it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so obviously I take more time to get ready than my boyfriend, but I don't think he'd end the relationship over it either. He'd probably just tell me way in advance to get ready.
Yeah.
So,
If
these
that
are just
works.
things to think
Yeah.
about.
So
These are
what are they for you? Like, do you have any others that are kind of an annoy you?
for me that
Yeah.
is annoying. What would be annoying for me is that like uh, did find a boyfriend that used my products. He used my shampoo and like my moisturizer stuff. I found that extremely annoying. I'm like, do you know how much my shampoo
My shampoo is
costs?
I
$80, son.
know.
Yeah, I was just like, and using it without my permission, I found that extremely annoying.
Yeah.
I found it annoying, a man who takes longer to get ready than I did.
Yeah.
That I found annoying. But that was more of a like, um, I'm not sure why it annoyed me so much. That was
Yeah.
just, it was kind of ridiculous. Why was I annoyed at that? I don't know. Um,
The boundaries. There's some
yeah,
boundaries.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I can't really like delineate like a lot of things that I find annoying. It's more of just like things that you have to like think about, that you have to, it's more like things you can live with or things that you can work around.
Yeah.
And the thing that really sticks out to me is like things that you find in a marriage that people argue about. And it's mostly like
Money.
schedules, cleanliness, money, the children, how to parent the children, things like that. It's the things that you find married couples arguing about.
For me, something that annoys me is someone who's keeping score. Do you know what I mean by
Oh,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
a
I
good
did the
one.
dishes, you should have done the laundry. I did the you should have la la la, and they don't tell you. And then they hold it against
Yeah.
you. And then they tell you
And
it
it comes
all in a
up.
big fight. That's
Yes.
annoying. It's
Yeah.
not a deal
Yeah.
breaker,
That's
but it's
it.
annoying. Tell me, you know, and don't tell
Yeah.
me in a mean
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annoying
When you
is
don't communicate your needs, you
yeah,
can't be upset.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
exactly. And
No.
I'm annoyed by there's not much that really annoys me, but I'm trying to think of just like a quirk or a habit anybody ever had. I don't like the TV on a lot. So,
Oh, that,
that's it's not a deal breaker
yeah.
at all. It's just like sometimes I do like watch. I don't even have a TV set up in my place. But if I am somewhere else and we're watching a movie, I'm okay with it. But it's not something I just want on. I just don't like the TV
For noise.
sound of it.
Yeah.
I would have to say that annoys me as well. I don't like TV in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't like it at night.
I don't like
That's
it at
one of
night
my deal
either.
breakers.
I can't, I'll wake
Drives
up,
me
wake up, wake
nuts.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't have that on. Like sometimes people fall asleep to the television. I
Yes.
can't
I
have
can't
that.
either.
It's like that.
I need silence.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
to
you know
fall
how
asleep.
we had to compromise on that one because I can't stand it either. I have to have dark and quiet. That's how
That's
I
how
like
I
to
am.
sleep.
And cold.
And yeah, and cold. And my husband has to have noise like a TV or something because it causes him to have like nightmares if he doesn't have some kind of noise going on. So we had to compromise on that one. And he now has his phone and he'll put his headphones in and he'll watch whatever he wants to with his headphones in, and he can,
That works.
do his thing. And we have compromised. But
That's
yeah,
good.
I understand what you're saying on that, Lisa.
Well,
Mhm.
that's nice, Misty. You're able to reach a compromise.
That
on
is.
that.
That's
But we
really
have
good.
to. That's
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
So Jennifer, do you I want to let listeners, I want to let you know, I know I said it already, but I want to let you know this form that Jennifer Love made for your checklist. It's going to be on the blog, we'reallpsychic.com, and you go to the blog and there'll be a post with this checklist. You can download it and print it. It'll be a JPEG and you do your list. Figure out what you want and don't want. I am telling you to do homework like Misty does. And is there any advice, anything else you'd like to tell the listeners about when they're making their list? Like advice for them?
Yeah, as you go along and as you date, you can edit your list. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to like
Yeah.
make changes, you
And
know?
Definitely.
compromise.
Yeah.
That's the best advice because that's the advice of life. You can edit your life.
Yeah, I like that.
With your
Edit
memory.
your life.
But I want to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can get your advice from psychics and empaths so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And Jennifer Love and I are both advisors on Everclear. And lastly, don't forget, we're going to be live on Instagram. What day is it? 8th, right?
Yeah, February 8th.
February 8th, 8 o'clock Eastern and 4 o'clock Pacific. And that is a US time. 5 o'clock. I always get it wrong, Jennifer. You always have to help me. Every time we've had anything scheduled, she fixes it because I get it mixed up.
Yeah.
We'd love to read cards for you, tell you who loves you. We'll tell you who loves you on Instagram.
It's a love triangle.
And so everybody, thank you so much for listening. Jennifer, thank you so much. This is awesome. A lot of great information
Thank you,
for everybody.
Jennifer.
And Missy,
Yeah.
thank you. Listeners,
Thank you,
we love
Lisa.
you. Everybody have a wonderful time and go fall in love if you're not in love already. Fall in love with yourself and then go fall and give somebody some of that love.
Give some
Yeah.
kisses. Give some
Kisses. Kisses.
But no COVID kisses. Just
No
kisses.
COVID kisses. Just kisses.
Far away kisses.
Good
Don't give nobody no
kisses.
COVID.
Slip
All
them some tongue. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
no
Thank
tongue.
you. Thank you, listeners. Slip them some tongue, listeners. Good night.